Good morning, children. Let's start our today's topic, library classes. This is a new topic for you all, but it's very easy. Theoretical questions come in board from this chapter. JDK means Java Development Kit. JDK is essential for writing a program. All software tools, all the packages, all the classes, all the Java class library are present in a JDK. So, next topic is, what do you mean about Java class library? So, collection of package is known as the Java class library. So, collection of package is known as Java class library. Collection of classes is known as package. Collection of object is known as class. Each package of Java library class is a collection of classes containing a different built-in function. So Java class library always contains a built-in function. There are numerous packages available in Java library class. Why numerous packages? Because Java class library is a collection of packages. Therefore, there are numerous packages available in Java library class. Some important packages are, first one is java.lng, that is a default package available in a Java. Java.io for input output operation. Java.awt for graphical user interface. Java.util for a scanner class. Java.applet implementing the applet. Java.net for the net operation. Java.mat for the mathematical operation. So java.lng, always remember java.lng and java.math is a default package available in a Java. Default package means no need to import in the program. How can we use the different packages? So import is a keyword to include package in a program. How can import space name of the package? Here is import java.util is used for the scanner class. Import java.io.asterisk is used for the buffer reader. So whenever you input through a buffer reader, you include import java.io.asterisk. Whenever you input through the scanner class, you import java.util.asterisk. Here asterisk is a wildcard character. A wildcard character means all. What do you mean about all? Here all means all classes. So here in note is given the asterisk sign indicates that all the classes of the important package can be used in the program. You all are knowing Java provides two types of data type. One is known as primitive data type, another one is known as non-primitive data type. So a primitive data type is also known as a fundamental data type because it is independent in a nature. Some primitive data type are char, byte, short, int, long, float, double and boolean. So you all are knowing the definition of wrapper class also. A class that converts the primitive data type into wrapper class object and wrapper class object into a primitive data type is known as a wrapper class. For example, here character is a wrapper class for a primitive data type char. Byte is a wrapper class for a primitive data type byte. Short is a wrapper class for a primitive data type short, and so on. A data type always start with a lowercase letter, whereas a wrapper class start always with a uppercase letter. So in this chapter, next topic is a data conversion function. So those functions that converts a numeric data type into a string and a string to a numeric data type are known as a data conversion function. Java provides three types of data conversion function. One is a parse, second is a value of, and third one is a toString. Third function is toString. So these are known as a data conversion function. So how many functions Java provides? Java provides three data conversion function: parse, value of, and toString. Parse and value of convert the string data type into various numeric data type, and toString function converts the numeric data type into a string data type. So first here you see first function, how conversion from string to primitive type. So a function that converts a string to primitive data type is known as a data conversion function. So first function is parse function. How can we use? Syntax of integer variable name equals to, if you want to convert in integer, you write integer dot parse int string. If you want to convert in a long data type, then here you write long variable name equal to long dot parse long. If it is a float variable name and float dot parse float under bracket string. Whatever your string variable, you pass it. That is the rule for a parse function. So integer means wrapper class name, you write integer dot parse int means you want to convert the string data type into a integer. So your result in a form of a integer. So you store your result in a string integer variable. So here you see integer variable equals to integer dot value of a string. So your integer string variable is what? String s equals to 24. So in all these conversion function, always remember one thing. In a string variable, you use always the numeric value in a double quotes, then only it will work. If you will store the alphabet or any alphabetic value, then it will not convert. Here you see example, string s 24. How can we convert? Int n is an integer. So you write n equals to integer dot parse int s. Second function is a value of. Value of is also convert string to a new primitive data type. How can? Same rule here. Integer dot value of. So here you are writing integer dot parse int under bracket string. In value of, no need to write int. You only write integer dot value of under bracket string. So we can convert string to integer, string to long, string to float. Here is a how can we convert the string to a float with a float dot value of under bracket string float data type. See the example. N equals to float dot parse float s. N equal to float dot value of s. So it will convert the string data type into a float data type. String to double data type. So double dot parse double function and value of double dot value of string function. So it converts the string into a double data type. Always remember, the conversion from a string to primitive data type is possible when it contains only a numbers. If you try these functions with the alphabet or alphanumeric string, then it throws number format exception. Always remember, unexpected error is known as a exception. So number format error. It must be kept in mind that value of function is available in Java or higher version only. Lower version it is not present. So value of and parse function is used to convert the string to the primitive data type. Next, a function that converts the primitive data type into a string is known as a primitive to string conversion function. So here is function to string. If you want to convert the integer into string, the function is integer to string. If you want to convert long to string, the function is long to string. Under bracket you pass the long data type. If float, it is float dot to string. See the example here. Int 10 equals to 24, so string s, because you want to store the result in a string data type. So integer dot to string under bracket the variable name which you want to convert. So here is a n. So it will convert 24 into a string data type. So what is stored in a string? What will store? S equals to, in double quotes, 24 will stored inside the memory, because 24 is converted into the string. Long data type, long dot to string under bracket long. Here is a function float dot to string. So it converts the float into a string data type. So float value is 24.35. So float dot to string n. So it will convert, in double quotes it will give the output 24.35. We can convert the double data type to string. How can we write? Double dot to string double. For example, here is double data type 24.347. So how can we convert double dot to string? That write the name of the variable. So name of variable is here n. So you write n and store in the string. So what will be the output? It will give the input value in a double quotes. So Java provides the various type conversion function: parse, value of, and to string. Parse and value of converts the string to primitive data type, and to string function converts the primitive data type to a string data type. Very important functions all these. Character oriented function. The character data type is a component of a character wrapper class of a Java class library. It provides some function. First is a character.isLetter. It checks whether the entered character is letter or not. If letter, then returns true, otherwise return the false. So return type of character.isLetter is a boolean data type. For example, here the boolean p equal to character dot is letter C. So the entered character is character, so it will return true. Next function is a character dot is digit. It checks whether the entered character is digit or not. If digit, then returns true. If not, then false. Here is an example: boolean p equals to character dot is digit 7. So 7 is a digit, so it will return true. Here is a character dot is digit g. It is not digit, so it will return false. Next function is character dot is letter or digit. Means it checks both whether the entire character is letter or digit. If letter or digit, then returns true, otherwise returns the false. Always remember, in letter L capital, in or O capital, in digit D capital. So here is boolean B equals to character dot is letter or digit A. So it is a letter, so it will return true. If it is digit, then also it will return true. In a special character, if you are entering, then it will return what? False. Next is a character dot is white space. It will check whether the entered character is a blank or a gap in a string or not. If gap or a blank space, then it will return true. Otherwise, it will return false. So here is a space, so it will return true. Here is a asterisk, then it will return false. So always remember the work and the return type of a function. It will come in the differentiate. So is letter, is digit, is letter or digit, is white space returns the boolean data type. Next function is character dot is uppercase. It checks whether the entered character is in uppercase or not. If in uppercase, then return true, otherwise returns the false. Means it also returns the boolean data type. Boolean P equals to character dot is uppercase A. So A is in uppercase, so it will return true. Here is G in a small case, so it will return false. Next function is character dot is lowercase. It checks whether the entered character is in lowercase or not. If it is in lowercase, then returns true, otherwise returns the false. Boolean P equal to character dot is lowercase u. So it is in uppercase, so it will return false. Here G in lowercase, so it will return true. Next function is character dot to uppercase. So it will convert the lowercase into a uppercase character. So return type of character dot to uppercase is what? Char data type. So it will return the character data type. So resultant value always you store in the character variable. For example, here char C equals to character dot to uppercase A. So it will convert the small a into a capital A. So A, what it will return? It will return capital A. Uppercase capital G, so it is already in the uppercase, so it again returns the same value G. Here is a C equals to character dot to uppercase question mark. It returns the same character because given character is not a letter. So what it will return? It will return the question mark only, always remember. Next, character dot to lowercase. It converts the uppercase letter into a lowercase and return type is a character data type. For example, here char C equals to character dot to lowercase. So it will convert the capital A into a small a. So what it will return? It will return the small a value in a variable C. Here it will return small g's. So G is already in a small, so it will return the same value. Asterisk, it will return the same value. Always remember the primitive data type char along with all the function related to the character manipulation belong to a character wrapper class. Hence, the character oriented function start with the keyword character. So how many functions are there? Is letter, is digit, is letter or digit, is uppercase and is lowercase. All 5 functions returns the boolean data type, and 2 functions character dot is lowercase and character dot to uppercase and character dot to lowercase. It returns the character data type. Conversion from character to ASCII code. So 0 to 9, the ASCII code is 48 to 57, A to Z 65 to 90, and a small a to Z 97 plus 182. So if you add 65 plus 32, answer is what? That is a 97. So whenever you add plus 32 to the ASCII code of a capital letter, you will get what? Small letter. And whenever you subtract, means if I'll subtract 97 minus 32, result equals to what? 65. So whenever you subtract 32 from the ASCII code of a lowercase, you will get what? Capital letter ASCII code. Always remember. Next is, here we can convert using a char a equals to capital A. So it store the value of A. If you want to convert in integer, you all are knowing explicit type conversion. In bracket you write int. Here you write the name of variable. So you result in the integer data type. So you write int. So what it will give in output? It will give the ASCII code of capital A. ASCII code of a capital A is what? 65. So it returns the 65. So here is written, get ASCII code of uppercase character, increase ASCII code by 32, obtain the corresponding lower. Increase means plus 32. And if subtract, decrease means subtract the code, obtain the uppercase character. So a wrapper class converts the primitive data type to a object data type and object into a primitive data type. So there are two types of processes, auto boxing and unboxing. Auto boxing means the automatic conversion of primitive data type into object to its equivalent wrapper class is known as the auto boxing. So it converts the primitive data type into a wrapper class. How can it convert? See here. Wrapper class space object name equals to new wrapper class primitive data type. Integer wrapper class dot val the object of equals to new integer 26. So it will convert the 26 into the object data type. So this one is known as what? Auto boxing. Auto boxing means automatic conversion of the primitive data type into a wrapper class object. Need of auto boxing: to pass a primitive data type to a function that uses a wrapper class object, or to add a primitive data type to a list of a array element. Unboxing. Unboxing is the reverse process of auto boxing. It is a system of converting the object of wrapper class into a primitive data type. So that is the unboxing. Here is a primitive data type, name of variable and wrapper class object. Integer val equals to new integer 78. So it will convert the 78 into a primitive data type integer. Need of unboxing: when the value from wrapper class object is to be passed to the function having a primitive argument, when the data type from array list is to be used as a primitive data type. So in wrapper class, two types of processes are there: auto boxing and unboxing. What is the difference? Auto boxing converts the primitive data type into wrapper class. Unboxing converts wrapper into a primitive data type. Auto boxing is a reverse process of unboxing, and unboxing is a reverse process of auto boxing.